is an experience unto itself. Okay, that is definitely something that not everybody can do. Not everybody can do to, every level or degree. Kevin Smith is one of my favorite directors, creatives in the world, and I love how he is open about, I can't make that kind of movie.
Exactly.
I don't know how. It's not that he doesn't make movies. It's not that he doesn't watch movies, but whatever that thing is, he's like, I can't do that. I know that. It's not my lane. So I don't even try to get into it. This is me. So the notion that M. Night creates this experience that other people, touted professionals, legends in the game, who could go anywhere, literally anywhere, still want to do stuff with him, whether big budget, small budget, it is a testament to his ability as a director to lead people in a creative effort. It's brilliant.
You just said it perfectly, man. I can't say it any better than that. But it also too, like, I think James McAvoy loved working with him because he just, I don't know. I like how controlled he is. I like M. Night. I don't know. There's something about an auteur. Like, I love Wes Anderson. He's one of my favorite directors. I love Edgar Wright. I was thinking about this the other day. I think a lot of my favorite directors. I mean, listen, I love Paul Anderson. Actually, you can tell Paul Anderson, Paul W.S. Anderson, not Paul Thomas Anderson. But I do like auteurs who are very specific and who have their art and have refined it. I respect that. And I just respect that about M. Night. I love it. Hey, so how about this? I want to do something real quick before we go on with this movie.
Okay.
On MFF, Movies, Films, and Flicks, we do a lot of polls. And so I want to do one, me versus you. We'll do an M. Night Shyamalan directed movie draft.
Okay.
So we'll each pick.
Let's go.
I think, how many movies has he directed? He has directed, we could probably do 4 each. So let me check. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, he's done Wide Awake. We can leave that out. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we can do 5. 5 each. We're going to do like best to worst. So I will let you have first pick. Okay. And then I'll follow that.
Best is absolutely going to be Unbreakable.
So you got Unbreakable.
That's That's definitely going to be me. If I have to justify that one, I'll argue for anybody.
It's his best movie.
To make a comic book movie. Yeah, to make a comic book movie when comic book movies weren't a thing to be made. Because yes, Blade had come out already, but there are so many people that didn't know Blade was based on a comic book. This is the first time that we actually saw comics as a subject matter blatantly on display that wasn't a documentary.
Look at X-Men, right? X-Men wanted to avoid the look. They had the leather suits. It's not,
Exactly.
It embraced the nerd, I guess. And it was cool. All right, so I guess I'll have to go with Sixth Sense because I was working in a theater when it came out. And I got to tell you, 99 was an amazing time to work in a movie theater because you had Fight Club, you had the Phantom Menace, you had Blair Witch, Matrix. This is crazy. The craziest weekend I've ever had working in a movie theater, because I did it on and off for years, was The Runaway Bride and Blair Witch Project opening in the same weekend. And so we had a Crossroads 8 and a Tyrone 6. And I don't know why, but for some reason they opened up Runaway Bride and Blair Witch in the same theater. And you couldn't walk through the lobby. It was just nuts.
Wow. But what a cross section.
Oh yeah, it was bonkers, man. Just watching, remember Julia Roberts' run in the 1990s?
Yes.
Jim Carrey's run, Will Smith's run, those will never be recreated. I don't think we could do that. Their runs, people were like, I'm going to show up to the latest Julia Roberts picture and I don't care what it is. Like, I'm going to show up for Runaway Bride.
That's right.
Beautiful
That's
run.
right.
All right, what's your second M. Night pick?
My second one would have to be Signs. Oh man. Signs is my number 2. Signs was one that, obviously, Unbreakable, it touched the tone. I'm a comic book guy, comic book creator, so it was already speaking directly to me, right? Like, I am the choir, I am the church, I am everybody that he's preaching to right then and there. Signs was the place where the way of telling the story is what mattered to me. That's what got even to the point where my favorite part in Signs, again, the scariest part in Signs, because of the music, the tone, the tension, is when you finally see the alien for the first time with the video from the birthday party. The way that was built, everything about Signs as a production, I fell in love with. It was perfect.
The fingers under the door.
It was perfect. Oh my God!
Yes. Swing away, Meryl. The tinfoil hats.
Come on, man. You're talking spirituality, destiny. it becomes something so much bigger. I've teased pastors, like, if you want to do an original sermon based on the movie Signs, and they're like, that's kind of interesting. I've never heard of anybody doing it, but I'm like, that is one of the most religiously sound stories. If you want to give any sort of credence to the presence of God, that's your movie. That's your movie. Because it's so big, but at the same time, it's internal. Everything about it is internal. I love it.
He keeps his movies on a human scale. And that's what I like. You have a giant invasion and you keep it on the human scale. That's what I'm drawn. Like 10 Cloverfield Lane I like more than Cloverfield. I like the human smaller element. Oh, you put me I have two movies. So okay. I'll take The Village because I think it's his best looking movie. I think Roger Deakins shot it. There are shots in that movie that just give me goosebumps. So yeah, I'm gonna take The Village for my second pick.
I like that. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. You know, I love The Village. You know.
All right, what's your third?
Okay. This one's a tricky one. I'm gonna go ahead and go for The Visit. I'm gonna go for The Visit for number 3.
The comeback.
Yeah. The comeback to it is such a great experience. Again, across the board, the story. The way they danced around, you're following these kids and they're on this kooky adventure that when it goes, I mean again, you've mentioned it a couple times, the diaper was the part where I was like, what is this?
Because he had never done scatological humor before.
Come on, man. Like, I don't think I've ever seen anyone take it to that level. Right? I mean, this is when did The Visit
15.
come out? When did The Visit come out? Is that okay, 15. Okay, so I take that back. Zack and Miri is probably the closest thing that I've seen to that level.
That scene, man. Oh my gosh.
Until then, like, in between, we're talking, what's that, 2007 to 2015? Almost 10 years, okay? That's almost 10 years, people, before that happened. So, yes, it's such, it like, you are locked in. And even as you're trying to solve the mystery of what the twist is, you never see it coming because it's the simplest, easiest answer, Occam's razor, and you could have never guessed that that's what it is.
That scene.
I'm sorry.
That's a movie of side characters for me. The Zack and Miri A plot is not important to me. Yes. I like Justin Long's character. I love Craig Robinson. You have the Jason Mewes in there. I mean, just.
He's so good.
Oh man, I'm feeling. All right, so I guess for my third pick, I'll take Split because as big of a hit that The Visit was, Split made $278 million. So The Visit made 98. I stand corrected, but it made 98 million worldwide. But Split made 278 million, and also had the Unbreakable edition. But when was in this day and age, when in 2016 a movie like Split made 278 million. Nowadays we have Quiet Place pulling in bank, we have Get Out pulling in bank, Conjuring pulling in massive money, but I think Split in 2016 was one of those that like really put the upward trajectory for these box office horror films that make bank. Now we know there's Exorcist, Jaws, but to make that much money, that was like, you look at the bell curve about how much horror is made. And since then, I mean, it's gone up. And 2016 to make 278 million listen, we love James McAvoy, but he's not a headliner. He's in X-Men, but he's not the headliner.
Right.
Then we had,
right.
Oh man, she's in Queen's Gambit. Anna Taylor-Joy. And
yeah.
I mean, that was, to make $278 million with that is something only really I think M. Night could do, right? It shows his power. It shows his flexing. So I gotta do Split.
Yep. See, it's funny because Split was my challenge between that and The Visit. So Split is my number 4.
I had to.
and
I had to take it. Yeah, but I think you have to put it in there because it's very important.
Yeah. Oh, you absolutely do. And I think, if I'm being honest, the success of The Visit allowed for Split to occur.
Absolutely.
If The Visit wasn't successful, we never would have gotten it. And to give M. Night the roses that he absolutely deserves is how he actually created a sequel that no one knew was a sequel.
Yeah.
No one knew that. And again, I am such a homer, and my lady will tell you how I geeked out in the theater. She made fun of me for days after this. I watched Unbreakable so much that when the music cues up as we're coasting through the diner at the end, when the music cues up, I knew what it was. And I'm like, oh my God. And she's like, what? And I was like, no, there's no way we're not about to see David Dunn. And she's like, no, that's not the character's name. And I'm like, no. Shush. David Dunn is from Unbreakable. And she's like, what? And I was like, it's Bruce Willis. We're about to, oh my God. And then sure enough, pans around to him. And I'm like, he just made a sequel and we didn't even know it was a sequel.
I think I picked my wife up and ran around the theater with her.
I don't blame you. I do not blame you.
A beautiful moment.
Oh my God.
All right, we're getting deep in his filmography here. So who's the fourth movie you're gonna take here?
Listen, if I'm being honest, it would have been Split, but for this sake, I'm actually gonna go after Earth.
Wow.
I'm gonna go after Earth. Yeah, I'm gonna go After Earth. After Earth was, I think, the final thing that needed to happen to remind M. Night of who he is and who he is not as a director. I think he was trying something, am I truly, the next Spielberg, right? Because After Earth comes out after Avatar: The Last Airbender, right? Last Airbender was something that he was taking somebody else's toys, right? He was trying to take, Airbender was him being Spielberg trying to do Raiders of the Lost Ark, which is a Lucas idea, and Lucas kind of had some things, worked out, and then Spielberg tries to tell this story. That's what that was. And I think M. Night looked at it and said, okay, that didn't really work, but let me still try to do something big, but a little bit more original. Whether that absolutely worked or not, I think is arguable. I think there are some brilliant things within it. I do think that, again, the subversive nature of, it's a Will Smith movie, but he's hardly in it. It's a father-son story, and they've done father-son stories. Him and Jaden have been in movies together.
Pursuit of Happiness.
Thank you. Yes. And they were phenomenal together as the father-son aspect. It's real. It works. They managed to, do that. And you don't just go, oh, well, you just got this job because you're his kid. No, like it creates something great. But once he did that, I think he looked at it and goes, big budget ain't for me. Like, that's not my space. And that's the thing that we needed to get that proper reset that allows for him to be M. Night moving forward. Like, he's comfortable being M. Night. And I give After Earth its credit for giving us that reset to give us back the thing that we needed.
That's a
him
bold
to be.
choice. I love it. That's a great point. I wish I could include this in the poll.
Thank you.
But people. So I got to take The Happening because I love it. It's
nice.
It's gory. There's lions murdering people. It's Mark Wahlberg talking to plants. But I get the talking to plants moment. I think I hate dogpiling, and I think there is I just want to say The Happening made $163 million worldwide. And that's pretty good for an R-rated movie.
Small. Yeah, I was going to say, that's not bad.
The Happening, I think people just wanted to dogpile on it. But do I think he made all the right choices in it? I guess not. But I do think that there's people getting lawn mowed in this movie. There's that lady, like, are you going to kill me in my sleep? No. It's just so earnest. And
dude,
I gotta take...
With the people jumping off in the building, or the building in the beginning, it's just raining bodies. You've never seen that before. I was bummed out though because I'm a huge M. Night fan, and I'm a big. Actually, the guy from Clerks is in that movie too. But I'm a big John Leguizamo fan. Ryan O'Halloran. Yeah.
And I thought Leguizamo didn't have the biggest role. I was hoping he would have more of a role. Right. But I guess that's a good surprise that he got killed off. But I was like, Leguizamo's in ER. They turn him into a drug addict. He's in The Happening. Oh, he gets killed. Like, I'm like, just give Leguizamo something good. Yeah, that's my rant about Leguizamo. But that's my one thing I don't like about it. All right, so fifth and final pick here. What's your last pick for our draft?
Lady in the Water.
Yeah.
Lady in the Water. Yeah, that one. It is a